Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take all that research, those articles, everything you've gathered, and boil it down to the key insights, basically giving you that shortcut to being really well-informed. And today, we're tackling a pretty fun hypothetical. It's a cross-universe fight. Yorozu from Jujutsu Kaisen versus Momo Yaouorozu from My Hero Academia.
Exactly. And our goal here, is to figure out who would actually win. We're basing this purely on their abilities, as shown in the lore, their limits, and how they'd likely use them in a real fight. We've set up some ground rules for fairness, too. Cursed energy and quirks, they interact. The fights in a neutral city, both are at their absolute peak, but crucially, neither knows the specifics of the other's powers beforehand.
Okay, let's dive into Yorozu first. Her main thing is the construction curse technique, right? Making any non-living stuff. Sounds simple, but apparently her mastery makes it, well, way more dangerous than it sounds.
Yeah, it's normally seen as kind of inefficient in the JJK world, but Yorozu's mastery is something else entirely. It's less about raw power initially and more how she bends the rules with it. Take her liquid metal, that's her signature. It totally ignores normal rules about volume. She can just make huge amounts of it instantly.
Ignores volume rules, so she doesn't need space to create it.
Pretty much. It makes it incredibly versatile. Think nets, blades. She even uses it for these explosive supernova attacks. She can even sort of mimic other techniques with it, like dismantle.
Okay, wow. And what about keeping herself safe? I read about something called bug armor.
Ah, yes. The bug armor isn't just armor plating. It's designed to perfectly mimic insect muscles. This gives her a massive, massive boost to her stats, durability especially.
How durable are we talking?
We're talking insane levels. It tanked multiple hits from Sukuna, a 16-finger Sukuna, mind you, and even a 1-ton weight dropped right on her. Plus, it gives her incredible speed and flight. Think almost Dragon Ball character levels of movement.
Okay, speed and toughness. And then there's the perfect sphere. That sounds ominous. What's the deal there? Is it really durability negation?
Right. This is probably her most broken ability. Conceptually, it's an imaginary sphere with zero contact area.
Zero contact. How does that even work?
Exactly. Because it has no contact area, it generates, theoretically, infinite pressure. So it just erases whatever it hits. Doesn't matter how tough you are. That's the durability negation. It bypasses conventional defense. And her ultimate move, really, is her domain expansion threefold afflictions. A domain is basically a guaranteed win condition if your opponent doesn't have one. Inside it, her attacks always hit. Imagine that perfect sphere as a sure hit attack.
Yikes. And you mentioned her base stats are high, too.
It's top tier, SSS-level Cursed Energy reserves, comparable to someone like Kenjaku, and SSS tier speed fast enough to blitz an on-guard 16-finger Sukuna.
All right, let's pivot. Momo Yaouorozu from My Hero Academia. Her quirk is creation, making non-living things from her skin using her body fat. Sounds versatile, but what are the catches?
Well, there are definitely limitations.
Oh.
She can't make living things, obviously. And the bigger or more complex the item, the longer it takes. Plus, she needs exposed skin to actually make stuff. And what's really interesting here are the self-imposed limits. She could theoretically make things like C4, maybe even components for nukes, but she can't. She has no special defense against her own creations. She'd get caught in the blast.
Ah, okay. So practicality and safety are big factors. But you can't ignore her brain, right? She's famously the smartest in Class 1A, super strategic.
Absolutely. Her intelligence is exceptional. She can analyze situations and come up with counters really fast. Her quirk is like the ultimate utility belt cannons, shields, tracking gear, you name it. She can probably make it if she understands its structure.
But physically?
That's the key weakness.
Yeah.
Physically, she's just a normal human, apart from her intellect. No super strength, no super durability, kind of low stamina, actually.
So like a glass cannon, almost.
Kind of, yeah. It makes her really vulnerable to anyone fast and aggressive. Against someone with Yorozu's speed, well, she likely wouldn't even have time to react, let alone make, aim, and fire something powerful like a railgun.
So if we zoom out, there's a fundamental difference in how these power systems even work, isn't there?
Definitely. Jujutsu Kaisen's cursed energy is way more metaphysical. It breaks physics all the time. You have techniques that erase matter, mess with space itself. It just operates on a different level than My Hero Academia's quirks, which are generally more grounded, more biological,
Right. So mapping out the fight, Yorozu's speed and flight just dominate from the start.
Pretty much. She dictates the entire engagement. She can close the distance instantly, bypass whatever Momo might try to create first, or just tank it with the bug armor. Momo needing time and exposed skin is just too big a liability here.
And the endgame is Yorozu's domain.
It's the checkmate move. Domain expansion plus the perfect sphere, it's guaranteed to hit, and it ignores durability. Momo simply has no known counter to that kind of conceptual attack. She doesn't have her own domain to fight back with.
Okay, so when you stack it all up, the massive speed difference, the durability gap, Yorozu's absolutely lethal ultimate moves, the different power systems, and Momo's own constraints, the verdict seems pretty clear. The winner has to be Yorozu from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, it's quite definitive. Yorozu's speed, her toughness, and those reality-bending ultimate abilities just completely overwhelm Momo's intelligence and versatility, which are tied to significant physical limits.
So what's the big takeaway here for you listening?
Well, it really highlights just how wildly different power scaling can be across fiction. Genius-level intellect and strategy are amazing, but they can hit a hard wall against overwhelming speed and, maybe more importantly, abilities that just ignore the normal rules of physics, these conceptual attacks. It makes you think, right, what other fictional powers out there have that kind of infinite pressure or reality warping effect? And how could anyone with just, normal human durability possibly stand against something like that? Something to ponder.